Disney just dropped a massive new rule change for June 28th of this year, 2026. And honestly, even the cast members can't seem to agree on what it actually means for your vacation.
Is resort hopping from Disney Springs effectively over? We've spent the day digging through the confusion because it doesn't just change how you get around, it changes where you may be able to go.
In this video, we're going to break down what Disney has officially banned, what the gray area is, and how this rule change might have ruined my favorite way to go get beignets.
Yeah, that's right. So let's start with the facts. So it has become a known fact that Disney is making the Disney Springs transportation validation process a permanent daily operation beginning on Sunday, I think it's a Sunday, June 28th of this year. This is something that they have put in place at times during really busy weekends. Not anything that's been in place for an extended amount of time, but they've experimented with it. However, there's some information floating around that they could be executing it a little differently now that this permanent change is going into effect. So, reasoning for why they're doing this.
Allegedly, what has happened is that people have come to Disney Springs, they have parked there for free, and then they've taken transportation from Disney Springs, whether it be a bus or a boat to one of the resorts, so that they can then hop on other transportation to go to the parks. And what is happening is they're getting around paying for parking at the parks. And that's allegedly what has been occurring and the reason for this rule change.
Yeah, so let's start with the official statement that I got from Disney and that others are getting. And that is beginning on June 28th, the resort transportation validation process at Disney Springs will become part of daily operations. Guests boarding Disney Resort hotel buses and the Sassagoula River Cruise from Disney Springs will be asked to show a valid Disney Resort hotel room key or a dining or experience reservation for the resort they are visiting. Guests staying at a Disney Resort hotel may also use their Magic Band to verify their resort hotel stay. Now, when I read this, I had a few questions, so I asked the CM or the cast member that I was speaking with to clarify it for me a little bit. I asked, so are you saying that you can only travel to that specific resort if you have a reservation for a dining reservation, or you're staying at that specific resort when you're hopping on a bus or you are getting on the boat? And the answer that I got back from her was, that is correct. The Magic Band has to be linked to the resort you are traveling to. Okay, so I got that response. I know that others I've spoken with or have seen posting about it online also got a similar response, that you have to be staying at that resort. So, for example, we were at Disney Springs a few weeks ago. We took the boat to Old Key West. We were staying at Beach Club. So according to this cast member, they would scan our Magic Band. They would see that we were staying at the Beach Club. We would not be allowed to get on the boat. So, however, there's some conflicting information coming from other cast members. So this is an example of another message that someone that I know got from a cast member. And what they said is what they are looking for is a valid resort reservation or a valid dining reservation. Because you have a resort stay booked on your My Disney account, you will be allowed to travel freely around the theme parks, Disney Springs, and the resorts. So that's conflicting, and it's been left up to interpretation for now.
Okay, so this morning when I read this statement for the first time, my interpretation was definitely on the side of you had to be staying at a resort that you were trying to visit, or else you could not use the buses or the boats from Disney Springs to go to that resort. That was my interpretation, was the stricter of the two points of view here that is the confusion.
Yeah, and I took it the same way, mainly because of this one line here where it says, guests boarding Disney Resort hotel buses and the Sassagoula River cruise from Disney Springs will be asked to show a valid Disney Resort hotel room key or dining or experience reservation for the resort they are visiting. It specifically says that. I think the confusion comes because the next line says guests staying at a Disney Resort hotel may also use their Magic Band to verify their resort hotel stay. So I think that some people, cast members or otherwise, are taking that to mean that you can be staying at any Disney resort and if you have your Magic Band and they can link it. But to me, it reads as if they're saying you can use your room key, you can show a dining or experience reservation for that resort, or you can use your Magic Band. It's not worded well. I will say the wording is confusing, so I can see why nobody is really clear on
even
what
internally.
The actual policy is. Yes.
Yeah, even internally with the Disney cast members being confused.
Exactly. If this information is helping you at all, we would be so thankful if you would like our video and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more travel content and advice to give in upcoming videos.
A lot more Disney content as well.
Yes.
So to recap really quickly, what we do know is that a change is coming to using transportation from Disney Springs, the buses and the boats, with proving that you're staying at a resort. What we still don't know for sure, and there's a lot of confusion about, is does this rule effectively apply to the people staying at a Disney resort, meaning that they cannot resort hop from Disney Springs? Or is this rule really just affecting people that are staying off property, not at a Disney resort?
Right. So let's say you're staying off property. You're not going to be able to go to Disney Springs and catch a bus to go look at holiday decorations or to go grab some beignets at French Quarter. If you are, let's say that this is applying to people staying on property at resorts and you have to prove you're getting on the correct bus. You can only go back to the resort where you're staying, or you can only catch the boat if you're staying at one of those resorts. It really limits you being able to resort hop, which is something I think a lot of people enjoy doing. I know we do. You can still resort hop though if you do it from the parks. So it isn't completely taking that away. It's just that you can't do it from Disney Springs anymore. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about the policy in general?
Okay, so my opinion of this is going to really change depending on what ends up happening with this in terms of when the confusion gets cleared up. If it's the less strict interpretation that we've talked about, and it's really targeted at eliminating the parking issue, so it really just affects people that are not staying at Disney, then I can at least understand it. I also understand why some local people will be upset by it a little bit, but I can at least understand that implementation of the policy. But if it's not, and if it affects people staying at Disney resorts already and they can't resort hop from Disney Springs, then I'll be honest, I really don't like it. I don't understand the benefit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that, well, if you're an annual pass holder and you're local, if you're an annual pass holder at all, you get free parking at the park. So they're not the ones that are going to try to break the rules to get around that. So I think maybe like implementing something where you can show your annual pass to get into the bus area or the boat area would be something that would be good to do. I know that there are complaints sometimes that when these resorts have the holiday decorations like the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian, that it can get overwhelmed with guests. Sometimes people have problems with there being too many guests watching the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom or the monorail resorts. But this will not really affect that because people can still go to the parks or go, park somewhere else and get over there. There's other ways for them to get to those experiences. So I'm not sure that this policy, if it applies to all resort guests, is really going to help those things. So yeah, I don't really understand why they would do that or why they would implement that policy. So we'd love to hear from you all though, because this is a hot topic right now. It is confusing. What are your thoughts? What do you think that the policy actually is, and how do you feel about it? And we look forward to hearing what you have to say, and we will see you next time.